Hello everyone, welcome to our HTML5 and CSS course series 5. Now today we'll be looking at something very interesting. If you are new here, this is Armstrong Computers channel. I'm your host Prince Armstrong, and our previous video we talk about HTML elements. I'll be in the link here where you can take a recap and join us here. Okay, today's segment we'll be looking at HTML attributes. HTML attributes. Now, what are HTML attributes? Okay, you want to talk about HTML attributes. What are HTML attributes? Now, HTML attributes are used to add more information to an HTML element. Okay, so I know some of you go like, what is it talking about? We're going to look at something very interesting. I'm going to explain them one after the other for you to understand. Okay, an example of it and how to use them also as well. So as I just said, HTML attributes are used to add more information, okay, to an HTML element. Okay, so let's look at a couple of examples. Let me list the attributes for you to look at them. So let me just switch to my text editor. Okay, I am in my text editor. Remember, this is what we did so far as what HTML element is concerned. So let me just go ahead and open a new page for you to understand. So first element I'm going to talk about is, let me just declare some value here, as I just told you, to make your work very simple. Make sure you save your work so that this the tags will be popping up for you, so that it will be easy quickly to just finish writing your first code of line. So just click on file, okay, and click on save as, and then I'll go ahead and give it a name. So this one I'm going to call it because we're taking it series by series. So this is our course series 5. So I'm going to call this one HTML. Okay, HTML attributes. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, attributes. So remember, I told you about file extension all the time. Remember to bring your dots, so dot HTML nicely. So dot HTML, sorry, let me take it again, dot HTML. So dot HTML. I'll just go ahead and click on save. So after you are done, what I'd like you to go ahead, what I'd like you to do is this. Let me explain the elements, the attributes one after that. As I just said, that HTML attributes are used to add more information to an HTML element. So some of the attributes you will see, we have the language, the HTML language. For instance, when I do my doc decoration, for instance, so doc decoration, okay, doc type decoration, I have my HTML. Okay, press enter, and then I'll go by saying, let's say HTML. Then look at this attribute I'm going to use now. For instance, when I bring my tag here in between, I'll go by using another attribute called language. Okay, language, this is. Now the language describe, okay, more or less, it says that I'm writing an HTML language, okay, which is used to it's an attribute which is used to describe that, yes, indeed, you are writing an HTML file. Okay, that's the language. Okay, so the language I'll just use is English language as a HTML language, then hyphen US. Okay, so basically this is an attributes. Okay, this is an attribute, and then I'll go ahead and bring my closing tag. Go ahead and then bring my closing tag. Now, so as you see that this is another attribute, let me just complete my header and give it a title, so that I'll explain more attributes for you to understand. So let me call this my heading, and then into my close tag with my heading as we did the other time. I'll bring my title. So in between the title, I'll go by calling this, so let's call this HTML. Okay, HTML, let me call this one attributes. Okay, this HTML attributes. attribute done. Correct. So that is just that. So then I'll go ahead and bring my body. Okay, so my body, then done. So I'm set. So let me go ahead and then explain this attribute. So you know the first attribute that I just said, language. So this is an attribute to enable you to tell you, tell the browser you are writing an HTML language, which is an English language. Okay, basically the language of an HTML file. Okay, that the language that you are writing is an HTML file. So that is one attribute. Now let's talk about another attribute. Another attribute I like us to deal with is called link. One can also call it anchor, like this very one here. So this, okay, I'll show you how to use this. So this is an anchor. Now this anchor, this is a closing tag, and this is what so this is an open tag. Okay, this is the closing tag, but we always include an attribute, okay, to make the anchor complete. So that's why we use the href. Okay, so this href becomes an element, sorry, becomes an attribute. Okay, this href becomes an attribute. So let's say I want to link something, so I'll just go by. So let me just give a dump, let me use a dummy something. So link, so as I'll call it, so I'll call this one link. Okay, so I'm linking, so which means that the whatever I'm linking, I'll put it here, and then the title of the item I'm linking will be there. So let's say title will do, I'll demonstrate it just quick one for you to see. So the title of the item, let's say the title is hi. So what I'll click on, then it will open that tag for me. I so let's say, okay, what I'll click on is my name is, what am I writing? My name is, Armstrong. Okay, so that is it. So when I click on Armstrong, okay, then it's supposed to take me to this link. Is that not it? Someone say yes, that is it. It's supposed to, that is not it. That is not it. Let me show you how this works. So this becomes a link. So this is just a link title, so the name of the file. So the link title is my name is Armstrong. So when I come here and I'll click on link, meaning that when I say here is link, simply means that when I click on this link have to open what's the what this thing is linked to. Okay, do you get it now? So for instance, I'll show you just quick one. Do you understand? So this here you see here, these are what attributes. Okay, another attribute. So the moment I click on file and I click on save, okay, and I go to my web page, so more or less I need to come to my folder. Remember, we save it as HTML attributes, and then I'll double click on it. Now when I double click on it, see what happens. You can see that we have link here. Now when I click on it, because I did not link it to anything, it will come hash. When I click, okay, it will not be linked to anything, but I can link it to my YouTube channel, so, or maybe my website. Okay, let me try showing you. So let's go by saying okay, let's link it to, let's say, armstrongcomputers.org. So to do that, which don't worry, I'm going to throw more light on it. When I switch to my text editor, so in between here, I'm going to do something like this. Example of this is going to be like this. When I click on I can do the, you have to do the let's go again, https:/Armstrong, okay, Armstrong computers So let's say I'm linking it to our website, armstrongcomputers.org. Nice. So after that, when I click on file and click on save to save changes, so as I just said, so this is an attribute and this is also an attribute. So the moment I go to the web page, for instance, okay, and I refresh and I click on this link, it automatically take me to Armstrong Computers website. Okay, so you can see now, so it's taking me to the website. So that is how, so that is an attribute. Okay, but I'm not teaching you Anchor, I'm just showing you what it is. So when I click on this right now, it will take me to the Armstrong Computers website. Okay, so that is how, so those are attributes. They enable you to add more information. Okay, so basically when I click on back, it brings me back to the page. Now let me throw light, more light on the attributes for you to understand. So back to my text editor, I want to then throw light on another attribute. You can also use style. A style is also an attribute which is also used to enhance the content of a web page. Okay, style, for instance, is used to change. You can use the style to enhance the font size, the font color, and so on and so forth. Let's look at it. So I'm writing a paragraph. Let me write a paragraph. Okay, and in between the paragraph, you see, so these are tags. Remember we said attributes enables you to add more information to your HTML element. So this being an element, okay, so the attribute is going to help us to add more information. The information can be re-enhancing the content in the tag. So this very side, I'm going to type, this is my favorite sentence, the boy is going to school. Okay, so this is it. So when I click on file and click on save, when I go to my browser, for instance, and as in my browser now, and I refresh, you can see I have the boy is going to school. Okay, but what I would like to do is that I would like to increase the font size and also again work on the font color. Okay, so basically that is it. So watch what will happen. So now the attribute is going to help me to increase the font size and also change the font color. So that is what the attributes that they enable you to enhance, add more information to your web page. So as I'm here now I'm going to go to this very side here, space it, and I'll go by saying style. Okay, so that is my style. So in between the style, I'll just go by saying font. Okay, as I just said, so these are attributes. Okay, font. Now I want to deal with font size, so font hyphen size. Okay, that is it there. So font hyphen size, and I'll say the size should be 40 pixels. Okay, 40 pixels, and then so 40 pixels. So let's save it. So after saving it, click on file and click on save to save changes. Let me switch to my web page. So when I come to my web page, remember here is black. So the moment I refresh the page, you can see the font is bigger. Okay, though it's paragraph, but the font has become very big because I use, remember I'm zooming it, so I want to zoom it for you guys to see. I'm zooming it to 100, which is the normal size, so you see it. Okay, so basically you can see that it is very big. So now let me work on the font color. I want to enhance the font color. So to work on the font color, the moment I go on this side, let me show you. When I come to my text editor, so after the font, so in between here, I'll go ahead and then space it and type color, COLOR, and then after typing the color, I'll bring the color known as gold. Okay, so GOLD, so gold is even there at the top there. So I'll select it. So after selecting it, when I go ahead and click on file and click on save, when I go to my browser and I refresh, you can see that it is gold. Okay, now you can also get some color scheme here. Let me open a new tab here, and then I'd like you to go, though I'll put a link in the description where you guys can try it, and go to HTML. Okay, HTML, okay, HTML color, or you can go, let me show you something. Just go to Google, okay. So when you go to your Google, for instance, so come here and type HTML, okay, colors, COLOR. So when you go, then you come to where you have HTML color code. Click on it. So this is, I'll be leaving the link in the description where you guys can just go there. In our previous video I did that also, but I'll leave a link again for you guys to just look at it. So this is it. So you can select all the color scheme. You can scroll down here, they'll show you down. Let me show you. Let me come down. I'll show you all the colors as well. Okay, so these are the colors. You see we have black is #000. When you come here again, I have blue, so I can highlight the blue is this. So when I highlight on this and copy it, and then I go straight to go here to the #000FFF, that will give me color blue. So when I click on file and I click on save, and I go straight to and come straight to my browser, the moment I refresh my browser, check it is blue. Okay, so you can select any of the colors here. Maybe I want to use color red, so I can highlight this, use the color hash, text editor, changes here, put the color here. So #FFF000, that will give me the color. Click on file, click on save, and I'll switch to how they call it my browser. No, it is blue. So when I refresh again, it's changed to red. So basically that is just that. So that is how one can also use attributes. So attribute enables you to add more information to your your text editor. Some of the attributes one may see, we also have an attribute like div. Okay, so when I'm using div container, for it, you use class. Okay, so we have div if. So the div, for instance, you can also use a class. Okay, so class is also an attribute that enables us to add more information. So you just put the class name there. Okay, so the class name, as time goes on, I'll be looking at it when we maybe our previous lesson, I'm talking about more using the div. And then you can also use another attribute called ID, where you can just go by when you go by saying div. So in between the div you use in between, so the open tag of the div, put the cursor here because it's an element, put the cursor here, space it, and then bring the ID. Okay, and then you type the ID name. Basically that is just that. So that is how you can just put the contents here. So you can use comment and put the contents there. Okay, so in between here as a comment, you may write something like some contents, in which way you call it. Okay, so that's where you put a content. Write anything you wanted to write. Okay, you put it there nicely. Okay, so that's that, and then good to go. So let me put some comments here, and so basically that is just that, and that is just that, and that is just that. So here also you can also put another how do you call it, content here, comments here, to explain whatever I wanted to do, whatever I wanted to insert here in future. So these are all attributes. Okay, and this is also an attribute. Okay, and this is also an attribute, and this is also an attribute. So attribute enables us to add more information to our web page. Thank you so much. See you in the next course tutorial series. Bye bye.